Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Love and Enlightenment.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good night, y'all.
Um,
Risha
Good
Pastor.
evening.
Everybody acting so serious.
Oh man, they ain't coming in. I'm going in out at times.
Having a little bit. Louis having some difficulty as well. How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
I say, living my best life out in St. Martin.
I
Sunshine
heard
City.
that.
Amen.
I heard that.
Oh, yeah.
Good night, Nicole.
What genre are you playing?
Of course, she's always like our number one. Hey, Shamet. I'm gonna reach out to you. Hey, Khadijah. I want to introduce. We have a new guest on tonight. I will call her by her name on Facebook, Reese. She is like my little cousin on my mama's side. So thank you for joining us tonight. Good night, Nilomi. Let me see.
Good evening, everybody.
I think we're having some Wi-Fi issues. Good night, Mr. Yano.
Evening blessings and salutations. Let's still got it.
Louis just wanted to come in late and say that.
Yeah, I believe so.
I was on for like at least 10 minutes and it just kept dropping in and out. So I had to just change up devices. That's what's up.
Okay, good.
Well,
Again, thank you everybody who's logging in. Tonight, we kind of wanted to discuss a couple of posts, but the first post was the post that went up that was titled "Pressured into Marriage Only to Be Denied Sex," with Deval and Kadeen. They have a podcast, and they're married. And for those of you on our YouTube, you can check them out. They had a conversation back in October, and it was talking about the fact that she had requested that she wanted to be in a monogamous relationship with him. And it was interesting listening to that podcast because I guess for her, monogamy solely meant that it was just going to be a relationship between the two of them. I mean, there was other dynamics going on here as well, because he talked about the fact that he felt pressured into being married, pressured into being engaged first and then being married within a year. And then she had insisted that they be monogamous. And it was just interesting because, again, she figured monogamy just meant it was just the two of them. Nobody doing anything else with anybody else. But to him, that meant, well, then if that's the case, if we're going to be monogamous, then that means you're going to do everything I would do with all the other people. And I found that to be really interesting when I listened to that because, again, we don't have these conversations in depth, and what one person perceives and what the other person perceives is a lot of times very different, especially gender to gender. And that was a takeaway for me, that I'd never even thought about that either. Maybe being a female, I don't know. Naive, I don't know. But what did you guys think about it when you saw or listened to the podcast? I'll start with you, Halima.
Why me? I don't think females understand fully what it means to be monogamous, and they just jump into it. They don't think about the sexual part of it. Just thinking, okay, you and I together, and that's it. But if you want that person to only have sex with you, you will have to match their pace sometimes. Unless like you're sick or injured, most of the time saying no doesn't make sense because this is what you asked for, and some of them aren't willing to meet that type of pressure, I should say. So you got to be careful when you ask for things and you know what you're asking for. Like for me, for instance, I rarely say no unless like I am sick or just not in the mood. That's just me. But other people are just like, if they're tired or they're annoyed, they just brush it off. And instead of the fact of brushing it off is the way they say it. It's not how you say things. I mean, it's how you say things. Like you could just be like, okay, I'm not tired today or I'm not in the mood today. But they'd be like, oh, leave me alone. Don't touch me. I don't want you wrong me. And those things are big turnoff because later on in the evening now, when you realize you're being an ass, he doesn't last the mood for you. So he doesn't want to be touched by you now. So I just think people need to think about the things they say and when they want to be monogamous, what it really entails. Like I said, everybody can't be monogamous. Everybody's not built to be that way. So you have to be careful what you ask for and make sure you're ready for that level of commitment because it's just not being respectful and committed. Sex is a huge part of it. Like for me, I keep telling people sex is an important part of relationships. Everybody keeps saying no, but that's a lie. It is a big part of a relationship. And if I'm not sexually compatible with somebody, like we ain't on the same pace, the relationship is not going to work because I'm going to get bored. I'm going to get tired of you. And then I'll start to stray. So I was trying to make sure whoever I'm with, we are on the same level sexually. So, but like I said, everybody don't like to have them kind of conversation. Just assume both parties know what they're talking about. And it's never the case.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean, Grant Lee just put, you may end up injured after a session. I'm just saying. I don't know what
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, it happens. There are bedroom accidents. You know, you can sprain something, pull a muscle or something. So that does happen.
Oh, and Catherine Johnson just said, hello, sex is one. I think she meant to say sex is one of the most important. How about you, Ranchi?
I was just shocked by Halima saying she's going stray. Halima, you're the stray.
That's what I said. When I'm in a committed relationship, I do not stray. But if we are just dating and you cannot keep up with me sexually, whoever else I'm dating will take your place.
But if you're committed, you can just hang on there even though you don't get what you want.
Oh, hell no. Listen, I am not afraid to tell you that you're not meeting my sexual needs. Okay, like I'm not some little teenager just starting to have sex. Like I know exactly what I want and exactly what I'm not going to do. So we're going to have this conversation.
You put on your glasses.
We're going to have a conversation.
Talk about the post. Remember the post was talking not just about monogamy, but I think they were talking referring to marriage also because that's where that conversation I think was going.
Yeah, well,
that's true. That is true.
Back to what Halima was saying. No, Halima, so no, you ain't this marriage, no. Well, of course, you probably won't go through all emotions before you get to that level, right? You would already know if this person satisfies you sexually.
Yeah, because that don't have to be a conversation. First of all, you know,
so what happened?
Married. But if we get to that level,
10 years down the road, if things change up because again something might get sprayed or hot, like you said, what happens now?
Suppose things ain't the same. But that's why you have sex toys. Like I said, as you get older, you can't do. Yeah, as you get older, your body gonna change.
He can't breathe on you though.
Things are gonna happen. Yes, he can. Why he's using a sex toy on you? He's breathing on you. So I don't think there needs to be any excuses why we still can't have a sexual relationship. So even if you become impotent, you will still please me. Like
what was Grantley saying
about things you can do.
So what was Grantley saying about using a corn husk about injuring? What was that about?
What?
What?
Where you hear that?
That's a big.
I don't remember seeing that.
Oh God, Grantley, come get your boy. Come get your boy. Oh Lord.
There goes the injury with that.
So let me ask a question. Okay, and actually let me go to Reese before I go to the other guys. And I coming back to you, Ranchi. When you listen to that podcast,
I'm having difficulty hearing you, but I'm here.
Okay. When you listen to that podcast, what was your takeaway from it or that portion of the podcast?
I agree with Halima too. A lot of times for me, just because you've been in a relationship for quite a long time, women sometimes feel they want more and to lock it down. You're not necessarily ready. You're not prepared. You really haven't connected with the intimate things that the man wants. So because we want it. You know, we've been there. We've put in that time. We deserve that status. But we're not ready. We have a lot to grow and connect with. Boys or not. But that's my take. And sometimes we do pressure the dudes. We do pressure you.
Oh,
We
yes,
expect
we
you to meet
definitely
our
do.
standard. And yeah, it's something we want.
Mhm.
But you don't want to get pressured though, right? You want to pressure
So
us,
if you
but
want, a lot of
suppose,
times it's converted to our worth. That's my worth. I deserve it.
but women don't want to be pressured into
I can't even
anything.
hear you.
Yeah, some women are like
One
that.
more time.
They will
So-
pressure you, but they
so,
want to be pressured.
Okay, so I mean, we gotta be fair about this one, right?
That's why I say you have to have a conversation, and some of them don't have the right conversations.
You gotta
I
balance
agree.
it.
I agree with what's his name, Deval.
Deval.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, women, you know, you got to be prepared, especially if somebody has a high sex drive. If I'm coming trying to tell you, look, I want this thing all the time. You know what I mean? All kinds of different ways, different times of the days. This is what I'm into. If you're able to handle that for the rest of your life, or you know, for the rest of our marriage, then know that this is what's going on. If you can't deal with that, then you need to rethink what you want as far as monogamy or what monogamy looks like for you.
And piggybacking on what Louis is saying too, the funny thing about that is, you know, at first, yeah, the guy is gonna be like the little bunny rabbit running after that pom pom like 24/7. But the thing about that is, as he gets into his 40s and his 50s, his sex drive is gonna slow down, and then
And
her sex
hers
drive
is going to pick up.
is gonna pick up.
Mhm.
Not
So
all
then,
the time. Not all the time.
I
When
wanna
you keep up.
exactly. So then my
No.
thing is, I hope that she's understanding. You know, I hope that she's as understanding when the situation switches, as in, you know, as in right now. You know, a lot
Well,
of
like
people
how-
don't think of that aspect of it either.
Like
You
Halima
know?
said, we could get with the toys. You got things on the market for being impotent, so you know what I mean. It's
Mhm.
yeah, you
Yeah, but
have
I
a
don't know if
blast.
Kadeen realizes when she gets older, she's gonna want it more than him. I don't know
Yeah.
if she even thought about that, and then she has to figure out, okay, now I understand what he's saying. So she needs to figure out
Exactly.
from now where he's coming from,
Exactly.
because the role will switch when they get older. Because
Yep.
they're in their 30s, I think. They're still young.
Yeah. So, you know, and that's just how it is. You know, I think it's some kind of punishment us men have to go through or something as we get older. I mean, just the sex drive thing, because I remember like it was like morning, noon, and night, like whenever, you know. Now it's just like, okay, maybe nighttime, you know. But usually it was just like morning, noon, and like anytime, you know, boom, it was go time, you know. But as I said, as the woman gets older, you know, shit shifts, and then it's just like then she wanted morning, noon, and night. You gotta like hold it down, you know what I'm saying? Me and get my, you know.
Yeah.
But-
Give me a
Still
break.
want-
Hold up.
But
Let
let
me
me
eat my
ask you a
Wheaties.
question. Were you that
Well, I think you were
patient?
young
But you
days,
weren't
so-
that patient when you were younger.
Oh no, man, that shit was like ridiculous, man. It was ridiculous. Like it was ridiculous. I used to tell my girl one time, be like, I don't make you like come, I don't give you orgasm. Yeah, but geez, I'm red, man. Give me a break. I'd be like, give you a break. Like, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? But it's just
Anytime, anywhere.
yeah, man. It was like, man.
Like you said, I guess it
Janet,
is then payback.
I know it's about excitement for me. I young still though. I younger than you guys. I still want to continue going and going and going and going. It's the bunny
Okay.
style, but it's about the excitement for me. So if I ain't getting it home and I ain't getting no excitement or nothing, sorry, I going to get it.
But
Somewhere.
That's where the chase comes in.
Somewhere.
But again,
Because at the same time, I still got my arrow and my shield. It's still hunted. So I'm gonna be out there in the fields.
On the battleground, getting ready to go for war.
We throwing them
Knock
spells
knock
still.
thing down left and right.
but
That's right.
but
Somebody
seriously,
gets it.
Did I just
when
say
I listen to them, honestly, I don't think I don't think that a lot of women have even thought about that in terms of the monogamy thing, that if you are putting that request, what comes along with that, you know?
The men either.
And what
The
she
men
knew
either.
at 30 odd versus what she knew at 26 is very different.
Right.
You know, it's a very naive way of looking at what it means. I don't necessarily think it's selfish, but I just think it's, you just never thought about it in that way, or in how a man perceives monogamy to mean to them.
But the same thing is true. Like, you know, does a man think about his older partner, you know, as he progresses as well? You know, he's not thinking about that in his 30s or 20s. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is.
Yeah.
Even in his 40s, he's probably not thinking about it. But when she hit that 50, it's something different. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think the man is thinking about that thing either, about the whole monogamy thing as well.
So what should they, so what do they need to know in their mind?
Well, I think like shows like that kind of like, it plants the seeds in young couples' minds as of how it will be. But once again, they didn't really touch on the older man thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know, it's the same thing. So both parties have to be looking, when they're thinking about monogamy, they have to think about it in that manner as well.
In all aspects, both parties.
True. That is true. Who said that? Oh, Karen.
Karen said what?
Karen said something about swinging from the chandelier at 50.
Oh, she been swinging from, you know,
Oh, Lord.
she been talking about swinging, man. It's like, Karen, you know you're my
Oh,
girl,
she
you know.
did. She did say that on the show.
She been talking about swinging from
She
minute
did.
now.
She did say that. Let me just pause a minute here. I want to again encourage our members to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Love and Enlightenment USVI. Our numbers did go up a little bit, but when they go up at least to 300, because we have 1,200 people as members of this group. If we can bring that up to 300, I'm going to be doing a raffle for at least 5 people to win some things in the group. So I'm just encouraging everybody to please subscribe, because we know that YouTube does stuff, and as you increase your membership, all kinds of weird stuff happens. So please go over there and subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so that in case something goes on here, we will be live on YouTube. Was there any other posts that you all saw this past week that kind of caught your eye in terms of the comments that were made or the post itself?
What about the Crujan girls going to like
Going through man's phone?
Oh,
I don't know
God.
why people do that.
that was so funny.
It was obviously scratched out.
Yeah, it was. But that's funny though, because I had somebody go through my phone. I don't lock my phone. So I had somebody go through my phone and he got his feelings hurt because nobody sent you in my phone.
Was it your boyfriend or was it somebody who you're just messing with?
There was somebody I was just dating. I'm like, what are you doing on my phone? And he's like, oh, this is what you be saying about me. Well, yeah, you see it there. Like, nobody sent you in my phone.
Wow.
Nobody sent you there. You should have stayed outside my business.
But we can talk about that on a previous show, that be careful what you go looking for. Make sure you're prepared for whatever it is that you're finding, you know?
What you're looking for is what you're going to find.
Exactly. So if you're in a situation where you feel that you need to snoop, be prepared.
No, step to step. You don't gotta stare around. You gotta go through all of that. Yo, come on.
But that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day,
let your conscience be your guide. Let your conscience be your guide. If that's the case, step.
Correct. One of the posts that actually got a lot of views and a lot of comments was the post that Artie put up in regards to the post. I don't even know. The lady who put up something about her husband, her ex-husband is now married to someone else who makes
Oh, that shit was
$1
being
million a
petty.
year. Yeah, I got a lot of comments. And that she was
Yeah.
given 900 amount in child support
Wow.
for one child, and she wanted to know if her daughter deserved more.
No, like you're satisfied.
That's
like,
not his
why?
paper. That's
I
not
don't
his paper
even.
at all.
Yes, it's wives. Like, I don't even get why you ask that question. That
I
has
know.
But you
nothing
know,
to
in
do with
some,
it.
you
That's
know,
his
in
wife's money.
certain places, the way the law is structured, it depends. You know.
Yeah, it does. Once you get married,
Oh,
unfortunately,
you're right.
it's
Yeah, that
combined, and then you
becomes
gotta pay more. That's why
Yeah.
you gotta be careful with marriage. Like, no.
Be careful, stay
Yeah,
single, is
I've
safe.
been child
It's
support for a
true
long
because
time.
at the end of the day,
Yeah. Find out the state laws on marriages. That's what you
Yeah,
need
yeah,
to do
yeah,
before
yeah,
you
yeah,
get married.
yeah.
Just live in
But
But that's
sin.
you know the sad
Definitely.
thing about that is so terrible that becomes a factor in determining whether you choose to get married or not. That's terrible.
it
But
is.
I
It's a
know a
sad
lot of people
reality.
who it's a sad reality, and you end up in debt sometimes because of that. Sometimes you filing your taxes as a married couple, and your taxes are being taken because your husband owes child support, and you're like, "Where's my tax refund?" Oh, we're paying is paying child support, but that's not even my child. But you got tech on your husband's responsibility now, and I'm sure you didn't even discuss that before you got married. I'm sure that was even a thought in your head that I'm going to be responsible for this man's child support if we get married. Nobody thinks about that. I think about all that, but some people don't.
But you know what's so funny about that? Piggybacking what you say, Halima, is the fact that a lot of people don't think about a lot of things before they get married. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
just goes with like, oh, I'm in love and I
Exactly.
love
I
this
keep
feeling,
telling
and then
people,
yeah,
marriage is a business. I don't care what nobody says.
It
Marriage is
sure
a
is.
business. And
I've
you need
been
to
seeing that.
discuss your finances. You need to speak to a lawyer and a counselor before you
yeah,
ever get to that
exactly.
stage. Because there's
And
so many financial things involved in that you never know. And spouses lie about their debt. They don't tell you how much money that they really owe. And then you get married and you're getting hit with all these liens and you're like, where is this coming from? And then you have to take on the debt of this person because of your state law. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And then
that's
people
Yeah.
think
crazy.
I'm crazy when I said everybody needs a prenup. Not because even if you're not rich, you could still have a prenup and say, hey, whatever debt you had before this marriage remains your debt.
Your debt.
Okay, it
True.
doesn't come into the marriage. So, and prenups are not just for rich people. It's for everybody to protect
That's
everybody's
right.
assets.
But it's true because when you think about it, almost every certificate that you get, you have to study, you have to go through classes. I mean,
Mhm.
at the end of the day, all you have to do is really walk in a court and apply for a marriage license, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Listen,
And counselor is needed too because the counselor is going to put you in scenarios that can come up in situations to see how you're going to respond. So counseling is really important before marriage because that therapist is going to be like, okay, let me hit you with a scenario. If X, Y, and Z happens, how are you going to respond to it? And you'll be surprised at what people say in these sessions.
Some relationships need counseling right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
listen. I know a
That's
friend,
the
right? She
truth.
used to work for a bank, and
But
she used to check.
we kind of quiet on that counseling thing though, because us island people find counseling like a crazy thing, right?
Yep.
People
I
don't do
did.
that.
They think it's a stigma, but I love
I
counseling.
did.
I love
I
therapy.
as a
Kind
matter
of
of fact,
weakness, right?
as a matter of fact, I talked about it on a couple of our previous shows where I was presented with it from my ex-wife, and I was like, oh no, I was like, nobody can tell me about me that doesn't know me. And that was a very naive approach, a very naive approach. I admitted to that. I was wrong for that.
So it
But
is a
yeah,
fear
because it's a stigma. Like you said, we don't
Yeah, it's a
conform to
stigma.
that.
Mm-hmm.
but it depends too on the counselor because most times you will just hear persons who go into those meetings and they will return back and say that the counselor was just on the woman's side.
Yeah, and that's why you need to change your counselor. Like you just don't go and just sit here and stay with that person. You and your counselor actually have to be, it's like a relationship. So you
Because
have to
most
make sure
times
two
that's
are
what
all
you get.
met.
That's what you hear.
Yeah,
The
you have to
man was
make
wrong
sure the
here, the
counselor
man was
knows what
wrong
they're
here,
doing.
the man need to fix this, the man need to fix that, the man need to fix that. But you
Yeah,
never
if a
really hear them
counselor, yeah,
on
that's not a
like
good
going
counselor.
how
If
this
your
fix.
therapist, yeah, if the therapist is one-sided on everything, that's not a good therapist. The therapist is supposed to show you all aspects of the situation, not
And
just
they're
pick
not
a
really
side.
supposed to be picking sides. At the end of the
No.
day, they are there to be a catalyst for you all to have conversation
Yep.
But they're not supposed to be there picking sides. So you do have to be very careful in the counselor that you pick. But I think it's very important because, like you said, they bring up scenarios, they bring up conversations that you don't have until a major issue, arrives. So, again, marriage. I think it's so interesting that we get married or we push marriage really young when you really don't even really understand the contract that you're signing and
That business contract.
exactly and how it can affect
It's a
you.
business.
Yeah,
That's right.
true.
So as I was saying, I had
Go ahead.
like an ex who I used to date, and then she would tell me that she would like check like dudes' credit before she dated them. I'm like, wow, because she would just like, yeah, because if things, escalate or whatever, and I decide to get married, I'm just not taking on anybody else's bad credit. So I was like, okay,
For
But,
regular dating.
yeah, man, yeah, because she was, yeah, she used to Google them, then like do background check because it's like this online dating thing. It was
That's
so
them.
different. You know what I'm saying? So she was making sure that she knew exactly who she was dealing
Which
with
you're dealing with.
before, like because online dating can be pretty pretentious, especially you create this whole persona about yourself, and then when it comes down to it, you're an axe murderer who's wanted in 7 different states with bad
Pretty
credit, with bad teeth.
True.
Unless you're Karen. Karen got a specialty for snuffing that stuff out.
Trust me, you have to have.
Yeah.
I paid for monthly subscriptions for things that you can look up and see if people had records and all that kind of stuff.
See?
You got to.
I just don't trust.
Somebody just said it. You just do blood. They would like to do a blood culture. In the comments. You can't see the name.
Culture.
They Google
It's Karen.
interview.
Karen said that. Yeah, but you have to, because it's not like you're on an island and you can somebody's mother, brother, cousin, where they work, that kind of thing. I mean, like this online dating, especially when you are abroad, like you really got to be very careful,
That's true.
Yeah, but I do agree. You should do background checks, and guys need to do it more often, just like how the females do, because there's
Yep.
some shady women out there.
Guys just do it.
Crazy.
Guys just do it. Guys just do it.
Yeah.
Guys just do it. Oh well, I would say so for the islands, small islands. Guys just do it out here. Everybody know everybody.
I can't even hear.
Yep. You gotta do a quick little pull up on one of your people and yeah man, so and so. Yeah man,
All
she's
the
so
time, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah man.
I
You
keep
get all the
going on.
lowdown.
I got understand it for the states and the big countries where nobody really don't know anybody. So it makes sense.
Yeah, but in Atlanta, you better get some background on somebody. That place is crazy, though, man. For real. It
Why
is
do you say
crazy
that?
out there.
What are you
Huh?
going on now?
Why do you say that, Lucian?
Atlanta got a lot
talking about
going on.
Man, you look somebody up. They weren't really who they was before.
Listen, exactly.
You think it's a chick all her life, and she want a chick all her life.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to knock any groups. I'm not trying to knock anybody. I'm just saying that's a reality.
But it is a
Yeah,
reality.
that's
really
Florida
is.
too, though. Florida has a lot
So
of
what?
them too.
That's a hot spot. Atlanta's like a hot spot.
Yeah, man. That place is, man. Shoot. Ask Reese. Listen,
Oh, that way Reese
Randy,
campaign? Reese,
Randy,
that way you campaign?
Reese, that farm got people them who look like straight, like dudes who look like straight women. Straight woman, dude. You're like,
Have to-
what? You have to really
Their
like.
makeup is better than some I've ever seen.
Yeah. They have a lot of
Better
them who
than
look
some I've ever seen.
10 times better than a biological woman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shoes,
That's
everything.
Crazy.
Better than I've ever.
I mean, at the end of the day,
It's
online dating gives you an opportunity to meet people quicker,
flamboyant.
but at the same time, you do have to do your due diligence when you're meeting people.
Definitely.
Because I mean,
so I got a question though. So back to that thing. How do you actually check? Let's be honest here. And this, I guess, is for the gentleman.
Oh.
How do you check to make sure it's a woman you're talking to?
I look for the Adam's apple, dude, and then like if they get you the little cup test, like the little ear test, you know what I'm saying?
The who? The what kind of test?
The touch test.
The touch test.
Oh, you just
touch test.
But what if somebody has had surgery?
He Donald Trump in, bro.
What if somebody has surgery?
So you just go for a little squeeze. You
You remember Donald Trump?
What if somebody has?
Yeah,
Let me tell you.
So, yeah,
Put
there
the
you
lights
go.
on.
But I've been so fortunate
Put the
that has
lights on.
never happened to me. But it's scary, dude. I mean, I tell
It
you,
is.
you walk down the street.
Imagine you there in
In
the club and
Atlanta.
you dancing and you going on and you dancing and she throwing back at the next thing you know. What? What did you grab? It's like what?
Dude,
Well,
No, that's
Yeah.
that's like a fight right there. That's
It
like
could
fight
happen.
games.
I mean,
But
I don't know if you guys. I don't know if you guys saw a report about like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. This young guy, he was going to university, a school in Virginia, and he had just got picked up with the football team. 18 years old, went out, met somebody
I
on
heard about that.
Oh yes.
about that,
Yeah.
and didn't realize until whatever took place that it was, and they got in a fight, and he knocked him out, and the guy died.
Right.
Killed
Yeah.
him, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't
Wow.
gone back to see what has happened to him, and this was a guy who's never been in trouble before. Nothing, you know. Things like that are happening a lot.
But you know what, too, Debbie? The sad thing about that is the transsexual was like he was being dishonest.
Yes.
You know, and that to me is like you was dishonest with this person. They found out about it. But then now this man could spend the rest of his life in jail because of you being like lying to him. That's messed up.
It is
false advertisement.
But for
a lot of
his
times, too,
defense, there were a lot of people that came out that said that this person was notorious for lying to people.
You see, and that's messed up.
So yeah,
But then you got to take what you get.
yeah.
Because if you're proud of what you are or who you become or whatever, you should be able to say it up front and not try and deceive anybody. If you deceive somebody, then you should take whatever you get. Not saying that person had to die, but take what you get because you don't know what other person's mental status is.
Exactly.
Right.
Not everyone is going to react as humble and as civil as most would. Some people like this kid going to react a real way, and then you get real reactions.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
results.
it's the stigma that now would come along with him. Other people knowing that this happened. So I mean, at the end of the day, I mean that's just one scenario, but you do the online dating, and it's not even just online because he could have met that person through somebody else and not know still. But you do have to do your due diligence. I mean, we're just living in a world where it's the deception is on another scale. So you just got to be good people, and you really have to take your time to get to know people. That's part of the problem.
So it's a bunch.
Getting all physical with people you do not know. You know what I'm saying? So.
But hold up, you said physical. I talked about being on the dance floor, and you just like, yeah, what? Yeah, what's up? What? And then you grab, and it's like, what? Come on, that's crazy.
There you get catch.
Yeah,
you don't have to pull up.
See why you should bring your own partner. You should have a partner. You should.
It's just a bunch. There's a whole bunch of little rachitos out there.
Be monogamous.
A bunch of what?
Little rachitos, rachitos.
Okay. Let me also bring it. Well, actually, we're gonna probably discuss that next week. That because we had another post that got a lot of comments. Was there any comment or any post that that kind of got your attention this week?
Yeah, because my thing is we just totally ran away from the subject of like the phone thing. I mean, do you think that, let's just say it this way, do you think that your partner should have access to your phone?
Well,
I don't see why do they need it? Like why?
If they have their own phone, I mean, they say they got credit, and if they say if they need credit, I think you could share. I think that the phone companies now allow you to send credit from your phone to the next person's phone if you need credit. I mean, to say like no.
I don't know. I think like, okay, when you say have access to your phone, what do you mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
like, I know like my sister and Austin, like if their phones are laying on the counter and whoever's phone is closer, they'll just pick up the phone and use it to call whoever. I've seen them do that.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, that's
No,
yeah. That ain't
But
happening.
wait. So I'm saying picking up the phone to use but again, they've been together for 26 years.
It should be a 911 call.
But
It should be a 911 call.
there you go.
going through somebody's phone is a different story than necessarily picking up the phone. To use the phone.
Let me
you
ask
see
you
the
this though.
It
The
depends
thing
on
is-
what kind of relationship, and I think it just works. What works for some person. Where me and my ex-husband did not do
You
that.
see the thing. You see the thing is with it, right? When you grab the phone, you initially you just want to call Louis, but the thing is now, when you got a phone and you have the access and you see the first bling come in, it's like, why she messaging you now? It's like,
Yeah.
let me see what you were
that's it.
talking about. Oh, you're talking to that one too. Oh, but what's going on here? You see,
Exactly.
that's where the problem starts. Avoid it.
Yeah.
Don't touch it.
Yeah.
And
My
sometimes
phone blue, your phone red. Grab the red phone. Don't touch the blue phone. Grab the red phone.
And
But
that's the thing,
again-
it's simple conversations. Like Debbie,
Or-
like if you had a boyfriend, Debbie, would you allow your boyfriend to go through your phone, Debbie?
Yeah.
Oh, you would?
Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Let me tell you something, right? Honestly, at this stage in my life, right? I am bringing to the table years of friendships, years of people. If I'm in a relationship with somebody, I am not going to disrespect the relationship. That doesn't mean to say I don't have friends. That doesn't mean to say people don't check on me. But I'm not doing anything or saying anything. But I think it's a respect level. Like I'm not going to be going in nobody's phone. I don't want anybody going in my phone, but there's nothing that I have in there that I'm going to hide from anybody. But you like trouble. So, okay.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you
Would
something.
you
Let's say,
expect
right?
the same thing from your partner?
I'm not, but again, why would I need to pick up somebody else's phone? But I also feel like at this stage in my life, like I have gotten to the point in my life where I feel like I am who I am. And I would hope that you're honest enough to tell me whatever you're doing. And I would tell you what I'm doing. But is there really a need for that person to pick up my phone? I'm not giving you a reason to pick up my phone. But I'm not doing anything in my phone for you to you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you?
Yeah, but the relationship that person just came out of, they had a phone issue.
But that's that relationship. This ain't our relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't
My
matter.
phone,
It doesn't mean
like I said, it's at your own risk.
behind the
It's at
head.
your own risk.
You could say that. You could say. You could start a crowd. You could say no. This is a new relationship. Everybody act different, but your girl still turning in the back of your head.
Yep.
You don't forget.
You
You don't
forget.
lose that feeling.
You don't forget, but you also have to be mature enough to understand that you cannot bring what happened to you in a different relationship. This is a whole different person. And I would hope that you two have graduated to be with somebody who isn't going to
That
come.
don't always happen.
I'm not saying
It
it
doesn't
doesn't
always
happen,
happen.
but I'm just saying I would hope that you would not. Okay, I'm not putting what other people have put on me in somebody new.
Somebody else. I
I'm
understand that.
So Halima, what do you think?
For me, I say mean things about you in my group text. Things that I know I should not be saying to you, I'm gonna say in my group text.
Why not?
So if you
It's
tell
not
me,
supposed to have a conversation.
no, because like I said, I don't believe in telling people things that will make them feel any kind of way if I really love them. But I'm gonna tell it to my friends, and I want to vent. I want to get that shit off my chest. So for me, I'm telling you, listen, I don't care if you go to my phone or not, but whatever you see that, leave there. Do not talk to me about it. Do not ask me no questions about it. I didn't send you in my phone. I will never check your phone. If I see you doing something wrong, I'll be like, yo, I get a bad advice. What happened and what's going on? But I'm not going to go to your phone.
I want to ask a question, though.
Come to light.
I will ask a question. So let's say you guys have a mutual friend, or you're at the point in your relationship where, I don't know, it's, let's say you and the moms are good or whatever. And this, I guess, is for the gentleman. And your lady, and you're on the phone with your mom or the mutual friend is like, oh, yeah, oh, come, let me say hi and give me the phone. Would you give her the phone to talk to that person and turn off?
Yeah. I mean, if it's that person. Like if it's like
so you won't be concerned like she got a phone and be like, oh, put it on speaker, like, oh, pap, I start going through your joint.
No, man, I'm like this, right? If I got a lot of good female friends, you know what I'm saying? And if I'm around like my girlfriend or whatever, and she said, oh, let me tell so hi, I'm like, there you go. Boom. You know, my thing about going to your phone kind of thing, like if you say hello,
but doing that, Lucien, you would turn off and be like, yeah, let me go do something else and leave her with the phone.
Lucien ain't doing that.
That's my question. That's my question.
Wait. Let me tell you something. Karen just said, just like opening people's mail is a federal offense, so is my phone.
That's right.
I like that one.
Exactly.
I like that one. But
Yeah,
right now,
I
would allow her to use my phone. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about hey, yeah, you could talk and hey, just my phone, go ahead and turn off.
Yeah.
If I on the
A few
phone,
years ago, maybe not.
But now we're good.
Yeah, now we're good. Now we're good.
All right, that's dope.
I ain't handing my goods over to you like that. No.
What for you, Ranchi?
Ranchi, you nailed that.
Meaning them craziness.
What's your take?
Ranchi, if they want to talk, Ranchi be like, wait, I'll put that speaker here. So what you gotta say?
No, I will give you the phone. You can put,
that's what I said. You would hold the phone and be like, Todd, go ahead. What you gotta say? Okay.
No, I don't give you the phone. But you're in my presence. I'm gonna give you the phone. You're going to yeah? Okay. Okay, give back the phone now. I'm gonna leave you the phone. I'm gonna go outside, go run around the yard and leave you with the phone.
Exactly.
No, we need that. Because that's gonna be a problem. Because now you're going outside, your phone inside, and you feeling good. Like me and my woman just had a good laugh together. You know, it was so funny with our friend.
Yeah.
You got to wash all the cars, excited, come back inside, and she's just sitting down there waiting for you. So this what you're doing.
Yeah.
This what you're doing. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're reaching those levels.
Some of them
You
do
keep
that.
your phone, I keep my phone.
So what
And
about
if
like
you need to talk to that person,
Right?
you need to talk to that person. Call your number. Look, that's a phone number. Call her. Or you conversate on your own phones.
In other words, when you're done with your conversation, you could call on your phone. Like, let me finish. Let me go. I gotta go.
That's right. Same way credit. If you need credit, or send something you.
Sharianne just said, what if your significant other uses your phone to check their Facebooks and forget to log out?
No, stop that. No. No. Sorry.
Facebook file.
Exactly.
No.
It's okay.
If I run into your Facebook, I would most likely sign out. I would log it
Whatever.
out. I don't want to see it. I don't want to
That's
see
a
it.
lie.
I don't want to see it.
Whatever.
I don't want to see it. But I will say, I ain't gonna lie to you. I have checked before. I did it before. Saw conversation and reading, and I went there before. I've done it. But I ain't gonna do it again.
That's terrible.
I ain't gonna do it again.
What happened?
That was like,
You get right.
that was like young Ranchi, and this like new Ranchi, and this new Ranchi ain't doing now young Ranchi shit. Like no.
So what you saw, you won't please with what you saw, or you didn't say anything, or you didn't say anything.
No. You know what it was?
What was?
I know I was grimy, I know I was grimy, and I do my dot now. And she had catch me on some stuff already. So what I did when I saw it,
If
at first I was like shocked. I was like a little hot. I was like, oh my god. And then after I went to a job, and I was like,
Oh God.
hold this for me. I leave it now. So like, but where you going? I said, no, just hold on to this. And I got print out the conversation and give it to her.
Oh
Ooh.
God. No, you did
That was-
not do that.
Yeah, I did that.
That's a
But
female move though. Why would you do
I
that?
know.
Oh wow.
But I was all in it. I was all in it. But it wasn't like an attack, like, oh, we're gonna break up after this or nothing like that. I just wanted to know, like, I know.
Like I know, yeah, I know what's going
Yeah.
on.
I mean to say, don't look at me and call me all kind of name and say, hey dog, I this and that.
Are you doing the
And
same
you out here
thing?
doing the same stupidness. Okay, we're in it together. So let's smile and be happy together. All right?
Oh, God,
I
you
know
are
now.
happy.
I know now.
Cassandra Williams, thank you. She's she logged in on our YouTube. She said, fellas, y'all know you're not turning off and leaving us with your phone. Jump
hell
high,
no.
jump low, not all yo.
That's right.
That ain't happening at all.
Me
That's
leave
a-
him anywhere you need
That
it.
ain't happening. No, I gonna put it on speaker. Yeah, go say we got Sam right here. Go ahead.
Cassandra is woke.
So let me ask you all this. So like, even if you're married, you wouldn't give
No.
your
No.
This is like, well, first of all, hold up. This is a
Forget what
different. This is a
Dr.
different.
Williams
Lucien.
said about
I don't.
What?
I don't know this Lucien here. This is a
I've
different
never been
Lucien.
married. I never been married, so I won't know. I've never been married, so I won't know.
Dr. Williams said his phone is his phone, his wife's phone is her phone.
Yeah,
Really?
like why would you need
He
my
did say that
phone?
last time.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't need my phone. Like for what?
For me, if you need to talk to the contacts that I got my phone, I'll send you the contact.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't need to get my phone. Technology is so advanced today. Like I could send you the contact. I could send you the credit to call up contact. Like we don't have to worry about nothing. You got yours, I got mine. Somewhere there should be some kind of boundaries and privacy within a
Yes,
relationship.
exactly.
That's
Exactly.
what
This
Dr.
whole
Williams
thing
said.
about
That's what
this
he
whole
said.
thing about turning over your life and giving this person all of you, that don't make sense. That's in fairy tales and them
Yes.
books and them kind
Everybody
of
is entitled to some privacy in their life.
It's not
Yeah,
real.
that's true. That is true.
That's an
You know what?
illusion. Great
Thinking about it,
relationships.
I think we like agreeing with Rancho. Relationship me wouldn't do it, but single me would, because I could give 0 F's if you look at my phone, because I'm not with you. So if you see what you see, that's on you. But
Oh,
relationship me, I probably wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? It's like you said, boundaries, and that's kind of a weird probably approach, because you probably would think because you're in a relationship, you go, hey, sure, no problem, go ahead. But
Yeah, because you know what?
Yeah.
Like, you know, the problem is with that too. Sometimes people see conversations that they misconstrue. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
And that to me is like a major thing, because like I could have a conversation with somebody who I know for years, like, what's going on, man? How you doing? Boo boo boo. Okay, yeah. Hugs and kisses, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? But then if per se like my girl see that conversation, it might be like, how come you hung? I mean, and it just goes into this whole tirade of like 1,000,001 freaking questions of like, why you, how long you know this person, and why you hugging and kissing this person. And it's like, it's just friendly, but people that misconstrue stuff.
Exactly.
Especially, let's not even talk about my damn birthday shout outs and stuff. It was just like, who is this person and what, why? And I was like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I couldn't even, I had like over like 500-600 people. I'd be like, I couldn't even go through all of my damn Facebook, things, and you done gone through this already? Like, how does that happen? but it's just like, just even simple stuff like that, like post on Facebook, somebody, remember, you can't be responsible for other people's
Like I was
reactions.
saying,
You have to
exactly.
be responsible for your own.
Sure.
So if somebody like, give you a big hug up and kiss up, you're like, oh, thank you, and you keep it moving. But then it's gonna be the question now, like, oh, why is this person hugging up and kissing you? You know what I'm saying? But it's just it is just something that's so innocent, but it could be blown up into something like out of. That's why, like, I don't like to show people on my phone. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of females I have known for like umpteen years. They might fall off, come back on, but it's friends. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But
Sure.
what about you, Reese? You're kind of quiet over there, Miss Reese.
Well,
Reese.
I mean, hey, I'm listening to everybody be intrusive if they want to be nosy, what you call it. But no, I ain't sharing my phone. No.
There you go.
But with all this drama, that's why everybody wants to be monogamous. They want to lock it down so they don't have this headache.
You're gonna say that
Especially
again.
the ones in
But they're ready
Atlanta
for it?
where you guys are surprised. You know what I mean? That's pretty scary. So yeah, everybody wants to be married. Everybody wants a person. But there's a lot with that, You're gonna be intrusive if you want to be.
They tried it.
They have to-
tried it on.
They have to.
Didn't fit.
The world need to come to terms with the ratio of one man, two, 3, 4 women, because there are more women in the world than men, and
For women, you got up that. That
a lot
been
of
like
women are comfortable. A lot
Been
of
like
women
that.
are comfortable with being a side chick. A lot of women are comfortable.
What was
with that.
Reese saying? Reese, what was your response to that?
I think the ratio he has is a little outdated, 1
No,
to
it's
4. No.
Oh, 1 to
Now
4.
we
It's
live-
probably what, 1 to 5 now?
No, that's just 1 to 16, dude.
1 to 16. That's what it is.
Hell yeah.
No, that's still
There you
outdated.
go.
No,
I
no,
think
no,
you need
no.
to go double
If you go to the
digits.
States, it's 1 to 16, except for Alaska. Trust and believe. And different states,
Thank you.
is,
Yeah. You
yeah, and
can go to
different
double
states is,
digits now. The
is way
100.
higher.
Mhm.
Oh, well,
So
then,
let
yeah.
me say this,
So
right?
then you can't have some monogamy, and women ain't gonna allow you to
You
have it
gotta use
either.
your cell phones lock up because everybody gonna go through it. Everybody, cell phones, cars, you name it.
So then monogamy shouldn't be real.
Cassandra,
Then. You
before
can't be real.
Cassandra said, well, if you're married, rules have to change. No passwords or locks on your phone. Or if you do have one, would you give your wife your password?
No, because she needs to call 911. It's a free call. You can do it with the phone lock.
Listen, right? I had a friend. So she was trying to show me something on her phone. So she's like, "Oh, this is the password." Her husband watched me so fuck up, like, sorry. I forgot. Sorry.
You thought you were in a back, you thought you were in a back conversation?
I know. I thought we were in a back conversation. Sorry.
Yo.
Her husband watched me so mud up better? Mud up? Yeah. He watched me like, but how you giving this man your code for your phone? And they've been married for like 25 years. And she never gave this man the code to her phone. I'm like,
That's right.
I said, but why you get this man the code to your phone? She said, because he don't need it. I was like, okay. And I was done with that.
That's
I don't know
fault.
what
You
happened
know, that's
after I
fault.
left.
He probably watched you like, yeah, what's going on with you?
Exactly.
Mhm. That conversation after you left.
But at the end of the day, she
Exactly.
could change the password after you're done with the phone.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but
But
that's
it's but I think it's the fact that she was just so freely to just give it up to him, like
exactly.
Like it was
Because he's not going to
nothing.
be in her. Because Lucian is not going to be in her
presence or
exactly
yeah.
anymore. She's not gonna. He's not gonna have
No,
that.
wait a minute, guys. I don't have a code. I don't even have a lock.
I don't have a
I
code.
just
Me
swipe.
and me.
I don't
have
have
a
any of that.
code.
So
That's why I said, if you go in my phone, do not speak to me about it. 'Cause I didn't
Nah,
send you in there.
my phone, only,
Like,
only
That's
because
right.
I don't talk to me about it. I didn't
I
send you
need
my
to have a
phone.
lock on my phone,
Yeah.
and it's only because I use my phone for
Wait,
work.
who
Listen,
said this?
your
Because
phone
during
has
pandemic-
Yeah,
Every-
if I
security
leave my
purposes.
house, I'll put a lock on my phone. If I go in public, yes, I'll put a lock on. Because I don't want them to have my family's personal information. But if I'm home, there is no lock on my phone. Because whenever I'm given the middle of the night to make a call to do something, who am I worry about a lock? So when I'm home, in my
Right.
comfort of my home, there's no lock. Public, yeah. But my
I
thing
saw-
is, I don't understand why people feel the need to have access to every aspect of their partner's life. Like, why do you
Exactly.
need to have my phone and you have a phone? You have a phone, you have a laptop, you have a desktop, you have a tablet, an iPad, you have everything. Why you need my phone? I don't understand that concept.
Exactly.
You need to have every aspect, access to
I s-
everything in my life.
I saw a
Control.
meme.
Yeah.
I saw a meme where this lady was trying to get into the guy's phone, and he was sleeping, and she put it on all 10 of his finger. And I was like, why he can't open? You know, like what's going on? So she just put the phone on. Forget it. Next thing you know, partner get up, take off his socks and put the phone to his big toe. Boop.
Oh yeah,
Phone
yeah,
open.
yeah.
Oh God.
That's
They're
crazy.
out there. You know what I mean?
That's
The women gonna
crazy.
try anything. They're out there.
That's
So
crazy.
get this. Because during the pandemic, I had an average of 5 to 12 ongoing online dates till I had to use Google Calendar to keep track. So that man to woman ratio is a fib. That's not a fib. It's just the fact that you have a lot more hungry men on online dating because some women just don't
Yeah.
participate. So
is
that's a
monogamy
belief.
possible then? Is it,
Yeah.
is it even possible?
What?
Listen,
Being monogamous?
and just like she
Yeah.
has like 5 to 12 guys online dating. Them same 5 to 12 guys have another 15 to 16 women who they're talking to. Trust and believe. And so yeah, I don't know who that is. Who's that?
That's Karen.
Yeah, Karen.
Oh, Karen.
You're incorrect. Okay.
But Louis, you didn't put you didn't, but I think it was a 2019 stat. Did you put that in our group?
What was that?
Our group chat?
Look it up.
You had put up a thing with stats
Oh,
about how
yes,
many
yes,
billion women
yes, I did.
and men there are in, well, and again, I'm not exactly sure, but it's
I'm not sure how real that is. Though. I mean, it looks real. It looks.
.ng. It's a United Nation supposed
Yeah.
demography report for 2019, and it said
Yeah.
that there are 7.8 billion people on the planet. There's 5.6 billion women and 2.2 billion men. So
There you go. And now we talk about Russia.
And then it gives you a breakdown of the percentage of men, how many are incarcerated, how many are gay, and all those other things. So it
How
even
many are
narrows it down.
priests?
It narrows it down even more. So the ratio becomes higher.
right.
Unless,
And
yeah,
remember,
and
there
let's
are
talk about
men who are
Russia.
changing into women now.
Yo, Russia is crazy. Russia is like, I mean, it's like, I think that's the highest. I think it's like for every million men, I think is like 4 million women or something like that. That's crazy.
Well, let me ask a question like what Halima just mentioned, men changing into women. How you would react? Now, you dealt with this chick now. She a man no more. Suppose she come and tell her you used to be a man.
Well, first of all,
What Raji face?
What you just said, Louis?
So,
If you
like
get
what
with
Halima said,
somebody and
right.
then she comes and says, "Okay, I used to be a man,"
and she had
like
to
after
change.
you've been with them, but they did the change, like the full sex change and everything, and now she's telling you after you've been together that used to be a man. What are you
What do
gonna
you mean
do?
been together? What do you mean by been together?
Been together, Ranchi. They had
Like been
collision.
together?
Collision.
Yes, all of that.
Collision.
Yes, like they had a full sex change.
Yes.
What you can
That's
do?
it.
It done
That's
happen.
crazy.
It done happen. Look.
There's
look,
really
look,
nothing
look,
you can do.
look,
Do you want to end up in jail?
look. It done happen already,
It
right?
don't happen.
Mm-hmm.
In your mental space, you had sex with a woman. It wasn't a
Right.
man. It was a
Right.
woman.
Right.
So tomorrow, anybody could walk up and say, "I was a man," but were you really a man? I know I had sex with a woman. I ain't gay.
Right.
I was attracted to a guy, and
No, you're attracted to a woman.
It was a
Mhm.
female, and we do we thing. So I won't take that no kind of way, but I think I'll walk away after that. Though. And
go back. What's it like? Would you go back?
but it depends if you were bomb. They might have to hit here. I have to go back one more time. And be like,
Oh, now
I hit
you
one like, no. You're gonna do it, man. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. But I mean to say that be real though. Like it was a woman. It wasn't a guy. It wasn't a guy.
Right.
Right.
They have those situations out in the world, though. It do have
Touch and
things
feel
like
No,
that.
no. Suppose right.
We have
Here's the
seen
thing.
it.
Well, here's a little addition to that, Ranch. You know, suppose this is way far now. You deep in the relationship with this chick, like this is your boo. This is
Man,
this
I
is your
gone.
boo.
I
Wait.
gone. You gotta finish
And
your
she
sentence.
come and tell you, and she come and say, listen, why you meet the family? And the family, you see all the pictures of, yeah, that's me when I was small. My name used to be Tommy, but now it's Tammy.
No.
Yo, oh my God. I would just walk out the house.
Family, everybody, you
Yeah,
keep in this relationship,
it was
Rachi.
nice. It was nice meeting you guys, but I got an emergency with my family and I gotta run. So
That is
But what could
crazy.
you do? I mean, at the end of the day, you can't let your anger take over because is it worth going to jail for? Like at the end of the
No.
day, like
Yeah,
you
but
just
the
have
person
to
is being
find a way to
accepted.
cope
Yeah,
with
but Debbie, you got to think about your mental space. Like, can you handle that
But that's
pressure?
what I'm saying.
Like,
You might have to go
you
get
gotta be able to,
therapy.
because guess what? Not just the family knows. Not only the family members know, you got people in society that probably know. Like you don't know this person from anywhere, and all of a sudden you finding out.
Louis,
You will
can't
have
happen on the
issues for the
islands.
rest of your life. You will have
That's
trouble
it.
That don't happen on
the
the
rest of
island.
your
That's
life.
it. That's it.
That don't happen on the
It wouldn't
island.
work. It
No way,
wouldn't
that don't
work.
happen on the island.
Even if it's some bomb ass stuff, ain't
It
gonna
don't
happen.
happen in the islands. Them things that have to happen out of country. What?
Yep.
Antonio just comment and say you have to leave that country because that will only happen in a big country.
Yeah, a
It
whole
don't happen
new
on an
life.
island. Because when you live on an island, everybody know everybody. I can ask my grandmother about your auntie and ask my mother about your cousin and it can connect somewhere, somehow.
Yeah.
It can connect.
Yeah.
That's big country problem.
That's
I will leave that
actually
state,
one of
drive to
the
the next state.
positive about living on a small island or in a small community
Yeah.
with around the same people and families, because it is very, especially me, when I think about me coming to the States and thinking about dating, that was really hard because again, like and Catherine said it, you have to be careful because it's not like when you're home and you can ask people and you can find out like what school they went to and who's there, whatever. It's impossible to do that in a big community where people are transient and moving all the time. So you just really got to be careful. But at the end of the day, if you don't want to go to jail, again, you got to use your due diligence with people. You have to be careful. And but one thing I can say about the islands that you have to be careful about is that could be that your family. So, and that's why, again, you have to ask questions because and like you all, the James family in St. Martin is humongous.
And that's why I said, look, Reese name is James, right? We family somewhere.
Yes.
Our grandparents come over on boats. So we some kind of whole family. But guess what? It's too far. It's like third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth cousin. It's too far. It ain't family no more. The
It don't
blood
matter
get
no
too
more.
thin. Yeah,
It
ain't
don't
family
matter
no
no
more. I
more
think
at
it's
that
after
point.
3. It don't matter.
Right.
I actually, the cards, the cards that I have, one of the questions it asked on there is, what if you were dating someone for a year or more and you went to meet their family? Let's say you all met in California, lived in California, whatever, and you decide to fly to wherever, Florida, and meet, like go to a family and reunion or something, and it comes out that this person was actually a cousin,
So,
like a second cousin.
too late.
I mean, that's just gross. You just really don't want that to happen.
But I'm just saying,
Especially if they're
that's,
super
again, this is why, and it was
It's too late.
an interesting question to me because it's like, it's not like you just met this person. You were invested in this person. You all were together, let's say 2 years. It was either, I can't remember if the questions, it was like a year or 2 years that you had been together with this person. One of the things that when I decided that I wanted to start dating, one of the things that they, I'm a reader, researcher. It always says like, get to know people's family. Don't wait for that kind of stuff because again, we think we live in a huge world, but you do have to use your due diligence because things like that can happen. And you've already like invested in this person. You got emotions and everything else going on with this person, maybe making future plans, and then here you come to find out this person is related to you.
I know one thing.
It's
The
But it
future of
wasn't far.
dating.
The question wasn't a far cousin. It might have been like a second cousin.
No, that's just nasty, man. That's too close.
I just know when
Like,
it comes to dating, the new thing now is let we see childhood pictures, please. Let me see how you was as a little
That
kid.
might be something you need to do.
No, I want to make sure you were a girl when you were small. Yeah. I want to make sure you are a little girl. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let me see that.
You struggling that one. Okay.
I'm telling you, wait, there, man. What's the guy named Antonio? He's like, yo, there's a lot of that happening in Atlanta. Atlanta full of them.
Yeah.
So, yo, know that this is a real thing. And I've heard stories.
Dude, but
That's
the thing about it
crazy.
is, these dudes they be looking like freaking like straight off the model runway. Yo.
Tight.
It's
Yo,
crazy.
Tight.
crazy
Like
thing?
IG model type.
It's
You
true.
know the
I
crazy
follow
thing?
this guy.
In 2017.
So, yeah, let me
I
see
follow
a
this
throwback.
guy.
What do you call it? A throwback. Let me see
none.
little baby pictures, man.
I follow
Hello?
this guy on Facebook. He's like a big social media guy, Sherry Rogers. And you all would be very shocked. A lot of people, until sometimes he opens his mouth, you do not know that he lives in Georgia. And actually, when I went on a trip with a group of foster kids, and we went to a restaurant to eat, and I saw him there. You would not know that he was a man. But he does tell people. But I'm just saying, we have, regardless, it doesn't even matter in that situation, in any other situation, you do have to use your due diligence. I wanted to go on to this post that Lucien had posted that also seemed to get a lot of traction, not necessarily comments, but a lot of people looked at it. And it was a post that said, behind every great relationship are difficult and uncomfortable conversations we really get to see. Great relationships don't just fall into our laps. They require people to move through their fears and insecurities and do the hard work to move wounds into healing.
That was kind of deep.
That was a little too deep. I thought you were going to talk about the electrocution one. That was
no, I'm not talking about that one.
That was funny.
That's part of like what I don't know. Okay, but I think that a lot of times we deal with people on a surface level, and we don't really get to know the person. You know what I'm saying? And it's only until like even sometimes like when I look back now at my past relationships, and I look at the people who are with, I'm like, so why didn't you? I can see what was wrong with them then. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think I had the mental capabilities that I have now to be able to like sit down and discuss certain things with them that I can see. You know what I'm saying? And
how do you truly get to know someone though? I mean, people change. We all change.
We do, but
views change, emotions change. So how do you actually really what does that look like, getting to know someone in detail?
And that's the thing. People have to be, as I said, to move past the wounds and be open. A lot of people, like, you're still guarded. You know what I'm saying? Even, like, not being open enough to share our phones. That's something that's being guarded as well. You know what I'm saying? You want to hold on to that little piece of your life that you don't want to share. You know, and that in itself is just like, but why aren't you trying to be as open as possible with this person? You know? But then it's just like us being selfish because we want to hold on to that little personal bit of ourselves that we don't have to share.
I'm gonna give you a real example. I'm gonna give you a real example. I was probably in a position where I was being open, but I was told I was coming out a little too heavy. So I needed to. You laughed. You know exactly what you're talking about. But that's a real scenario. That's a real scenario. I was told it's like, yo, you know, sometimes you come out a little too heavy.
I think that in getting to know people, we really and I see this more so in women than I do see it in men. And maybe it's in men as they get older, but I think, you know, you like to use your term authentic. I think
I was being me. This was me.
Get to know people, get to be around people, get to become friends with people before we even start thinking about where you want to go, or even if you want this to be a committed relationship. I think we rush things, and as a result, we are seeing the superficial stuff. We're not seeing that true person.
That is
We're
very
not
important,
seeing their
Debbie.
true hurts, their wounds, the things that they've experienced, because we so rush because we want this relationship, or we think we want this person, maybe because of how they look, what they bring to the table, whatever the case may be. And so that in that case, it might have been that the person just wanted to take the time to get
That
to know
is
by
such.
being around you and doing things with you. And when you start talking about da 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 da, it could run people off.
Yeah, no, that is Debbie. You're absolutely listen. No doubt, that is exactly what took place, because it was like, hey, just let's be friends. You know, I'm like, all right, cool, we could be friends, but here it is. I'm coming with what I know, all the grandiosa and all the stuff that I could do and what I could bring. But that was a little too much. Like, they couldn't handle that. It's a little too heavy.
But you know what, too? I think it's also the fact that, you know, if you're a hunter, you know what I'm saying? A hunter knows what it wants. It knows
And
what
that's
it wants.
it.
You know, and it's just like, yeah, but, and it's kind of selfish. It's kind of selfish. You know, I mean, I've done it before because I have this female. I'm just like, yo, I want this female. You know, instead of me trying to get the backstory, like what's going on with her, you know, I want this female. Then when you get her now, then it's just like, you have all these issues that are coming to the forefront. And you're like, oh shit, like maybe, yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But then it's just a hunter's instinct, man. It's just like when you see that thing and you want like, what? I really want to like, I want to lock it down, because the next thing is too is the competition factor. You know, there's so much competition, so many other people I'm seeing what you seeing. So
but let me tell you,
you know what I'm saying?
I made a comment, right? It was funny. I was like, you keep. I said, you keep messing around with regular dudes, you're gonna get a regular reaction. I said, you step to me, we gonna be all right. Listen, I said that, right? I was like, but they saw my generosity.
Right.
They saw, you know, how real I am with it. It's like
Yeah.
effortless. Like, know that you're gonna be all right. You know what I mean? But I guess it was again being too heavy. They were
But
very
again,
appreciative.
remember,
Very
we
appreciative.
had this conversation a long time ago. Why do people even want to be in a relationship? Because think about this. I remember having a conversation with somebody, and I remember saying, like, when you're young, a lot of times you didn't just go with somebody. You knew this person, you used to see them in school, used to see them in class. So you kind of knew them, been around them, whatever, before you even got in a relationship. Now it's like you get older, and I don't know if like we have this like the clock ticking in our head, or we see other people, like Ranchi said, we see other people living this certain life and we want it yesterday. And so we don't let things just mature and grow and get to, and then we wonder why 6 months. I remember, I don't know if it was Tyler, somebody put it up saying that how then we wonder why like another side of the person shows up 6 months, 8 months down the road. And then we're saying, but you changed. No, they didn't change. It's just that now you're going through this part of the relationship with them and you're seeing the true part of this person.
Well, what it is, Debbie, is like when you first meet the person, you meet their representative. You meet the representative. And it's only so long. It's like, you know, like I watched this
Can't
video.
keep that up.
You know, like when you got home, right? And then like the dude take off his little chest thing, he take off his false leg, you know?
Well, women do that with the weave and the eyelashes and all those
exactly.
different things.
So,
So,
my
you know, it's
just like
you
go
know,
there.
you're not the same person at all.
Let me tell you, my cousin told me that he has a friend that she was dating this guy. They got married. They were married for 5 years. And that it wasn't until their 5th year of marriage, I don't know how long they were dating before they got married, that he had never seen her without a weave.
Wow.
That's an idiot.
That's
No,
crazy.
Maintenance.
But you know what that says to me? That says to me that he was so consumed in how she looked that way. He didn't really want to get to know who she was underneath that weave. Because how you with somebody for X amount of years, get married to this person for 5 years, and they've never seen you
doing the maths
without your weave or your like that's to me.
Take care. I just don't. I just like it's just not my thing. I don't do weaves, and I'll
But
do
again-
braids. I'll do braids, but not. I
No,
can't
I
do
don't-
weaves.
The
Not
weave
wigs.
thing, the weave thing is just like a braids. The weave thing for me is just another thing to put on, right? But
I
for me, at
can't do-
some point, if I get in a relationship, then you're going farther, dating, going out, just meet each other and talking, you can do the weave
My
thing.
only-
I don't really care.
Listen,
My only thing is
For a
this.
relationship,
My
we
only
get
advice
together,
is this,
I
right?
need to see the raw you. Because
listen.
My
don't
only
come and
advice-
expose
Right.
that later
The
though,
worst-
and then I'm gonna be confused like who for you is. No, I need to know if I like you, and I don't care what people say. Oh, personality comes first, and this other thing comes first, and trust and loyalty. No, attraction. Attraction comes first. And
I
I need
agree.
to see you because we have to be attracted to each other to go somewhere.
Listen, you
It
ever
is
kiss
you
a
go
woman?
somewhere, you like what you got.
You ever like,
Imagine that.
kiss a
You
woman,
buy
right?
a car because the outside the car look good, and you when you start to drive around, you notice you don't got a CD player. It don't
Right.
do Bluetooth. Ain't got a USB port. No spare tire, no jacks. I mean to say,
I saw. It's funny you said that because I saw a post where somebody said, "Guys be in relationships looking for other relationships," right?
That's true.
And the response
Yeah.
was, "Do you?" The response to that was, "Well, somebody responded, do you go buy shoes barefooted?"
That's a good response.
Wow.
Okay, okay, okay now, okay.
That's a hard
That's
response.
real.
That's a bad response.
That's true.
Have you
That's a
ever,
bad
have you
response.
ever tried to kiss a woman with a weave before? It's like the worst experience ever.
I
So
wouldn't know.
that's what I was about to say something to that, Lucien. I was about to say a little bit of
Listen.
advice to the women. Like if you're going to do the weave or whatever, or the tracks or whatever, you know, I'm not hating on you or anything like that, but spend the money to get a good one. So when I touch your hair, I don't feel the little ripples and that shit. I don't want to feel the bumps. I don't want to feel the bumps. Because I like to
Everybody
touch.
can't afford that.
I like to
You
touch.
want-
Then,
you want
then let
to
me
get
have a
preference.
conversation. Let me help you finance that.
Louis,
They
or
got
trying to
people
like,
in, bro.
or trying to pull your, or trying to put your hand, like having like a romantic moment.
Exactly. I like to touch. I like to touch. I want to put my hand in your hair. I don't
What
want
is
to feel
this?
the little bumps. Listen, baby, let's talk about this. Who's your hair, Justin? We have a conversation. You know,
Don't
what's
grab the
involved?
head. Don't grab the head.
You know what I
Don't
mean?
grab
So,
the head.
so what you're saying
Grab
is,
the neck.
so,
Grab the back of the
so
neck.
you,
Weaves.
even though your preference is for them to be natural, so what you're saying is, what if the person wanted to put on a wig or a weave ever so often? I remember Tamala Mann. I remember hearing her say that her husband never knows from week to week which person is going to show up.
Oh wow.
That's exciting, though.
Different wigs.
You
Now,
know,
so what's
that could-
wrong with
That's
that?
exciting.
That could be exciting, Debbie. That could
That's
actually
what
be
I'm saying.
exciting. No,
That's
don't
what
get me
I'm
wrong.
saying.
That could be dope. That could be dope. Just I don't want to feel the bumps.
But you have to, because if they have a lot of hair and they have to first cornrow it and then put the weave on, so you might feel it.
So I should know going into this and not to touch a head.
Yeah,
Touch the neck. The back of the
black
neck.
women don't like you to touch the head anyway.
But that's
The
the
back of the
thing.
neck. The back of the neck, the side of the face, the ears. Rest your thumb on the ears. Grab the neck. Hold them.
That was Ranchi. That was a lot of instructions just now.
That's
Right.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. Not the neck you forget. The back of the neck, kiss on the forehead.
Is there a specific order? Is there a specific order to this? I mean, because you just run that down like what?
I think it was
break
the hits.
down.
The grab of the neck, I think is come first, man. Is approach,
Yeah.
approach,
Okay.
grab,
Okay.
slowly come 50%.
I just
when
let
she
it
come
flow.
when she come to 20, then you execute. You go for the rest. You know the other 30. And then you move it. Bow, magic.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
No,
yeah,
it is.
that's a lot, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah,
let
it
it
is.
flow naturally, man.
But as
Yeah.
a flow,
But I'm,
you don't
I'm
realize it. But as a flow, because you're touching her hair for what? What are you
I
touching her hair
just
for?
really
You want kiss her?
think that we
You
have
want a head
to
shirt?
really hey, you crazy. We really have to evaluate why, if we want to be in a relationship, why we can't just date. You know, why we can't
Exactly.
just get to know each other.
Because
Yes, Debbie.
people don't want anybody else in their sauce. If it's something that you really want, you don't want nobody else up in it.
That's
And
right.
you ain't no way you're gonna get her,
Plain
Lucy.
and simple. Plain
Ain't
and
no way
simple.
you're gonna get her.
Right.
That ain't possible.
But you gotta
That ain't
start
possible.
somewhere,
It
though.
could be possible.
It's not possible. You just
But it
start to
should-
talk to somebody. You just start to talk to somebody, and you're gonna be the only person they're talking to. Never in a
Of
million
course
years.
not. Of course not. Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
Not
And-
with the ratio, the
and
men
at
to women
And
ratio.
at the same time, too, you want overload. You want to throw in too much because at the same time, if I gotta tell you everything about me, how are you getting to know me? Where's the excitement?
Yeah.
You should stop. The details of who are you and what do you like, and I don't know why I like. I like to do things. I don't know why I like. I don't know why I like to eat. I like to eat. Let me go out. Let me experience. Let me experience each other. Let me find out about you. I don't know what color you like. Don't tell me what color you like. Let me figure it out. I realize you like to wear blue a lot. Blue your favorite color.
You know, you're so right, because when I first started the whole dating thing, again, because I'm a researcher, I would look up things like what questions to ask. And as I went along the whole thing, I'm like, it's almost like I'm doing an I remember somebody asked me that one time.
That's what I said. Yeah, I don't like to be asked questions. Like it's annoying.
Like you have
Halima did say that.
I did say that. I don't like them things.
Yeah, you did, and it's true.
But inquiries must come up at some point, though.
It's an interrogation.
It will come up in conversation, but
eventually it'll come up. But it doesn't mean like when I first meet you, don't ask me 20 questions. Like we could ask you one question and then. Yeah, like why you have all these questions? Is you try to get everything on one date to see, okay, well, I'm like a second date. If you let night flow, let a date flow, you will know, okay, yeah, I don't like this person, I don't like the vibe, I don't know nothing else about them. Because it has happened. Like I said, what I don't like about St. Croix, when I used to date here, the guys automatically assume I want to be in a relationship, and I do not.
Oh, wait, you used to date here, so you don't date here anymore? You date somewhere else?
No, I don't date here.
I
don't date.
What?
I don't date
so
here.
You date elsewhere?
Don't do nothing here. I don't do anything here. I go off island, have fun, and then come back home.
Hold up. That sounds like
a trip. St. Martin right there, you know.
So
45 minutes. 45
but
minutes.
why don't I'm St. Croix, the man automatically assume you want to be with them, and like when you say, nah, I don't want to be in a relationship. What do you mean? No, I don't. And then they get disrespectful and be like, oh, so you just want to be like a whore and sleep around everybody? Pause.
Oh no.
Let's not go there, sir, because I am disrespectful too. So yeah. So like that's why I don't date on St. Croix, because the guys are very close-minded. Very close-minded. So if you don't want to be with them, that means out here trying to be sleep out with our kind of people.
I got
I'm going to buy a ticket for you. I'm going to buy a ticket for you to come down next week. I promise you. I ain't even going to take you nowhere. I'm going to just put you by a bar and walk away, leave you right here. And I promise you, you're good. You're straight for the whole week. Somebody going to pick you up.
I'm sure they will. But yeah, that's the only thing is like some guys automatically assume you're ready to be in a relationship and you want to be with them, and that ain't even the case. I just want to date. And Caribbean people don't understand the real meaning of dating.
Oh no,
they don't understand that, and it annoys me to like. Listen, I said I want to date. I never said I want to be with you. Dating means I could talk to anybody I want to talk to, go with anybody I want to go. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, you said it.
Some people just automatically assume you want to be in a relationship. I'm like, nah, I don't want none of that stuff.
Right. And again, but it's what people come up with, are brought up with. And again, when they don't have these conversations, it's what the perception is, because you are female and you just want to date and get to know people. It automatically means XYZ, and that's not what that means. You know, there might be some people that's what that means, but it doesn't mean it applies to everybody else. But you know,
Diane Chansonette's comment.
She says, if you want commitment, then you want a marriage, and you want that reciprocated as well. But if you just want to date, that is fine too. But make sure it's what the other person wants also. But again, so when you're having that conversation, but again, there's no reason, if you tell somebody you just want to date, why should you be disrespected for saying you want to date?
Exactly.
That's a narrative that's being fed.
They want to play for keeps.
Yeah, because people don't want to share, yo.
They don't want to share, they want to play for keeps.
Yeah.
But they don't want you. They don't want to share.
You don't want me to say, you don't want me to go with anybody, but they're gonna do what they want.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No.
You catch a bird, you put a bird in a cage. The bird gonna stay in your cage in your yard, and then you go look for another bird. That bird to have a friend to talk to.
Okay. You
They play
are
for keeps. They playing for keeps. Well, St. Martin, they don't play for keeps. A lot of people don't play for keeps in St. Martin.
oh
They'll
no?
be happy to hear you talk later.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. Oh, you want dead? Just dead? So you just want to have fun and then go? Okay. Oh, sleep over.
But again, Ranchi, dating does not necessarily mean that you just want to have fun. But dating means that you want to go out, do things, get to know the person. You don't want to just automatically jump in a relationship and you don't even know this person.
Yeah.
But we don't do that. People don't do that. I don't know. I'm from St. Martin. I don't know them things. People don't do that.
Do
We
what?
don't do that. Just run and jump into something like a pool of water. They see they run and jump in it. We don't do that.
I think a lot of people do that. People
I
meet each
think a lot
other.
of people-
Okay, let's try this relationship thing out.
But I know, but we
Yeah.
from St. Martin. St. Martin people don't do that. Because you're crazy. Somewhere they got to figure it out. Nobody is who they say they is. We got like a certain temperature out there. You know, it's how we just do maths.
But I had a situation where I went on a date and it was someone I knew. You know, we had a good relationship. We've been friends for years. But they had the expectation that, you know, we should eventually hook up. And I was like, well, this was just a date. What hooking up have to do with anything?
Wait, hook
For
up on
what?
the first date?
Wait, you said multiple dates?
Hook up on the first date?
And I was pretty much told, well, you know, if I can't have you particularly, you know, I don't see why we should even maintain. Maintain what?
Mhm.
Again, is this after the first date?
This was after the first date?
This is
I sure you
crazy.
said
Oh,
multiple dates.
no. This is someone I've known. This is someone I've known. Someone I've known. You
But
know,
how
and
about
we
dates
just
are you
met
been on?
up and we went out.
But did you go out
One more
once
time,
with
Ron.
that person and that was what was said?
Gee. You see, I can't really
Can you hear me?
Yes, it's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I
I'm
can
sorry.
now.
The question was, did you have multiple dates and then that was said, or was that on the first date? He said that on the first date.
Oh no, it was on the second date.
Oh, okay. Oh, gee, wow, the second. Okay, wow, that's an improvement.
But why is that the expectation?
But it's
And
a
why
friend
can't we
date.
just be casually?
But are you
Because
not sure for yours?
the man don't want to be spending money on food all the time and he ain't getting none.
And he ain't getting none?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I
Probably is.
don't have that problem.
They just want
That doesn't make no sense.
He make an investment. He's like, okay,
Halima.
How is that an investment, Lucy?
Halima,
At
when you
dinner?
say you're gonna pay for your own
When you
meal,
feed
you
it,
don't need
it's
It's
it.
a damn date. What more do you want?
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Dinner is an investment.
Let me tell you
Don't
something.
give me
Let me
that
tell you something.
expectation. So it goes back to
Atlanta women are serial daters. They will go with a man 20 times and still don't give him no wife. Okay?
And
20 times. Yeah, but then my thing is this. The
oh my
woman
God,
already
you
knows in
sound
her
like that
mind.
song
She
from
already knows in her mind that she don't want nothing with him.
Kelly.
But she's
Remember,
still going
you
after
must
him.
be spending.
Mhm, I remember that
I'm
song.
just saying. You know what I'm
I think
saying?
You right,
I think
Halima?
it's
That's
okay.
that's
Yeah,
not the
that's
way to
it.
do it.
Mhm. But my point is this:
Yes,
if
it's
you
foul.
know you want to have sex with this girl, and after the first 5 dates, you're like, okay, I could see she ain't gaming on. Why continue? Move on to somebody else. Say, hey, this ain't working for me. I leave.
Exactly.
Like, why even get to the 20th dinner? Like I say, have
Exactly.
females who going just
I'm
date because
sorry, why
they
even
can do
go?
places.
You know,
Yeah,
that's
I
a
heard
it don't
that
make no
someone
sense.
would lead that.
oh, why you eating so much though?
Because we like to
All
eat.
dates is food. All dates
We
is
like
food.
to
For real.
eat. But
No, no, no,
anyway,
no,
so you could tell when a female using you for certain things. If she only calls you when she wants to eat, then you are food in her phone. Okay? If she only
Yeah,
calls you when she wants to go to concerts, is because you are the concert guy. You get all the great tickets to all these good events. Everybody, you can tell when you're being
That's
used. You
Atlanta.
choose to ignore it.
That is
You
Atlanta.
choose to ignore it.
That's so
But like I
true.
said, I mean, it just
I don't
depends
got
on who you
nothing
get.
to
You
offer.
you could get a vibes on a person.
I
Like
got
I said, for
nothing
me,
to
if I
offer.
go on
I
dates,
can take you for a
Again,
journey.
pay attention. Everybody
attention,
really
exactly.
needs to pay attention.
I am not feeding
Male
you.
or
I
female.
might feed you the first or second
And
time.
hidden agendas, they
And
all
to
come
me,
out.
he said
Minimum
not
money.
after the second date. He said not after the second date.
Right.
Yeah, every date doesn't have
But
to
that's a
end in
friend,
sex because you don't even know
It
if
don't
you want
matter.
to take it to that level.
Are you know each other for years?
So
You know
what?
his secrets, he know your
We knew each
secrets.
other for a while, for years. We were friends, date, but I had no inkling that there was a strong interest in that department, you know.
So how I end
So
up
when it
dating?
was mentioned, I was like,
How did I end up
because
dating?
I wouldn't really say it was a date. It was just more like dinner. You know what I mean?
But if-
Just what I do with all my friends.
Oh,
You see? You see what the thing changed? You see what the thing changed?
Remember,
But
we
I
talked
did
about
go a
men being
second
hunters,
time.
right?
I did go a second time.
But are you was
so I
always
did-
going together because are you friends? So are you always been going out and doing things together or going for a drink or snacks or whatever?
Yeah, and they also
McDonald's,
have
Burger
a,
King,
you know,
Taco
they were in a
Bell.
relationship. We were just friends.
Exactly. So
But
then are you
remember-
been through this already?
Remember,
So, like, why
men
not?
are hunters,
Been
so
through
we.
what? Been through what? We've been through nothing
time
other than
together.
a wonderful
Are you
love.
spend like so much time together? You know his secrets. He daggers his secrets.
Not
Y'all were
that
like
today.
basically.
I know all that.
But if
You
you're
know,
not looking at that
not that
person
much
in
more.
that way, and then all of a sudden you go out to dinner, and then it seems like, oh wait, there's like an interesting. You're not gonna all of a sudden because of the second date,
No,
the
but how?
official date. Now all of a sudden,
I can't.
for her, he was a
But is the
friend.
second? But was the second date the official date, or the first date was the official date? Like when you went out that time? You had no? You was dated? I was just like we going out as
Okay.
friends.
We just met up for dinner. We just met up for lunch. We met up for dinner the second time. So, you know, it was just still casual to me. I still
but
saw them the
no,
same way,
he's
like
wrong.
I've always.
No, he wrong. That wasn't no date. That was just two friends going out for food, and then he just wanted a nut. That's all I was. That wasn't no date.
Mhm.
And he just
Yeah, yeah,
wanted
yeah.
a nut, ladies and
I can't
gentlemen.
even hear.
Well, with that,
No,
that
because that wasn't a date.
no,
Are you never been
no.
confirmed? Are you like have attraction for each other? Are you going to try something together? Are you been friends? So for me, if are you going to go to the next step, they have to have a conversation there where is I like you, you like me. Let me give it a shot. Then date one, date
Well,
two.
second time, they were seeing someone. They were seeing someone. So for me, it was casual. You know, I didn't, you know, it wasn't anything. And then the conversation changed to where they were letting me know, you know, it's not necessarily working out. And you know how that goes. And I just brought it back to friends. And that's where it kind of came up, you know. You're an interesting person. I would really like to know you, blah, 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 blah. But for me, you know, I would like to go there. And if we necessarily can't, I don't really see how we could
But I
maintain.
thought you already
So
knew
for
each
me, it
other.
was like a whirlwind. Like, what kind of friend did I have in the beginning? You know what I mean? This whole
Right.
time,
I thought
we
you
were
guys knew each other.
pretending.
So
Did you have a partner when you was friends?
No.
That whole time you were friends, you had somebody. You was with somebody.
They were. I was always
Wait.
single, doing work, traveling here, traveling there. I can't hear you if you're saying anything raunchy.
No, I ain't saying nothing. Actually, wasn't saying. I actually was doing the quick. I was trying to do some quick maths, but it ain't working out.
That's what I'm saying.
It does so. You know, because
Hey,
apparently
hey,
ours-
hey,
It goes back
Competing
to
at that.
you
Hey,
always
competing.
just in your world.
he always had a thing for Reese, and he never said it until he started having issues with his relationship. Now he's like,
Exactly.
okay, I always like this girl. I having problems over here. Let me see if Reese can file for it and jump into bed with me. That's all it was. And Reese was
That's
like,
all
what the
it
hell are you
was.
talking about? We're just
why
friends.
Halima, why do you always sound like you have all the solutions?
He has a lot
You
of
know,
male
she's
friends,
like,
so she knows.
Halima is like, this is what it is.
Yeah,
But
but
it's-
that's what
This
it
is
is.
why
obvious
I
what it
say
was.
you should have friends of the opposite sex, because
Always.
I hear the males' versions all the time of the crap that they do. So I was like, oh, really?
Yeah.
That's what you're doing over here. So yeah, as I say, you have to have
Sorry,
friends
yeah,
of the
that's
opposite
came
sex.
out.
But then sometimes
Wow.
the female friend leads on as well because she might have known that the person might have had a feelings for her. Not saying you, Alaris.
Yeah,
But I'm just
yeah.
saying.
I don't think Reese knew that though. I don't think she knew
Right.
that.
Right. Well,
Yeah, because for me, I know which male friends like me more than
Right.
friends, and which just see me as a friend.
right.
But some of them do hide it well.
So would you go out on a date with a
Wow.
friend who you know likes you in that way?
The ones that I have right now, only one of them I will probably date with.
What?
Yeah, only one of them I would say, okay, yeah, we could do it. Let's go out and date and see how it goes. But the rest of them, nah, they're just friends.
Oh,
Okay.
just you mean go on a date? Not you said do it with. So I was trying to figure out what that meant.
No, I just mean like go on. No, just see if we could be more
we
than
just
friends. like
needed
that's
some
it.
clarity. Just some clarity. Thanks for that.
Lord. Well, you know, it's that time. It's actually 9 minutes past. Like I say all the time, these conversations could go on, and y'all know.
Mhm.
Yesterday, I had to like say la vie. But I wanted to, number one, just let everybody know. I know I had put up a post a little while ago about doing an event in Tampa, but I'm really trying to be COVID responsible. And the variant is here in Florida, even though they're not trying to really talk about it. So I don't think it's a responsible thing. We're actually maybe going to plan something in St. Croix soon. I don't want to say an exact date, and definitely something in February. And then we're going to plan something for St. Martin for next year. I also wanted to say something else. No, I forgot. But I want to thank everybody again for their comments, their posts. Again, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Continue to invite your friends and family into the discussions. And I want to thank you, Reese, for joining us today. And, you know, like I tell everybody, it's not going to be the last time. I want to thank Halima and Ranchi again for, you know, your wonderful comments and talking about your experiences and laughter and everything. I, of course, want to thank Louis and Lucien for being here tonight as well. Pinky is off doing her self-care, enjoying travels throughout the U.S., so she'll be back here next week, Thursday. But want everybody to stay safe and have a wonderful weekend. And we will see everybody back next week, Thursday.
Thanks once again to Halima, Ranchi, and most definitely Reese. And want to wish everyone good things, great things, and beautiful things.
Thank you all for coming on board. You know, we love the dialogue, especially with Ranchi. He kind of takes it where I can't take it sometimes, which is great. Reese, you know, it's always a pleasure. Halima.
Oh gosh. Good night, everyone.
You have a good night.
Good night. Good night.
Take care. Okay.